Test my audio. So
Okay.
Testing. Can you hear me, Council President?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you, Madam President.
At least that's the last. What can I say? How are you? Running for office, you're heard off one. That's your judge.
You ready? We're good? You ready?
Ready.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's call the meeting of City of Tonawanda Council to order. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Cook,
Here.
Cheesley,
Here.
Fisher,
Here.
Greg,
Here.
voice and nays excused.
All right, let's stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Please remain standing. Casper Ariel.
Thank you all for having me here. Would you join me in prayer? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, praise you for this day, the beautiful sunshine, for this wonderful community that we get to be a part of. And Lord, tonight we pray that you would help to inspire fresh ideas for how to bring the city of Tonawanda to its state. And I pray for unity in serving the people of this community, regardless of political, religious, or other affiliations. Our goal would be the same. And I pray that every idea, proposal, and rebuttal would be delivered and received in a spirit of harmony. And Lord, I pray that the same hope that was fostered in us during weekend religious services, family gatherings, all over, that same hope should extend here to this meeting right now. Lord, in all of it, we pray that your kingdom would come, your will would be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you, God. We pray these things in Jesus' powerful name. Amen.
Thank you. May be seated. Communications from the mayor have been ordered and filed. Communications from city officials and correspondence have also been ordered and filed. At this time, we'll now take comments by the public on the resolutions. For those that are joining us in person, please approach the microphone. For those that are joining us virtually, there's a spot for you to raise your hand. Please do so and we'll call upon you. Mr. Clerk, we have a comment on the floor.
Hi there. My name is Jacob Linsky. I'm the president of the Tonawanda Soccer Club. I just wanted to provide some context and comment on motion number 15, which is to rebuild the bathroom structure at Ives Pond. This is something that members of the soccer club have been asking for a while. I've been in charge of the club for over 4 years now, and every single year we get complaints about the bathrooms and the porta johns, and nobody really likes to deal with the porta potties. So we are interested in setting up a permanent bathroom structure like that was there recently, or was functional recently, but Tonawanda Soccer Club is looking for permission to rebuild the bathroom structure at Ives Park for use by the Tonawanda Soccer Club members, as well as anyone else who might be using the park. There's the basketball courts and the playground and Tonawanda American Little League. I know from our numbers, we have over 1,000 people at the park on our game days. So there's definitely a need for a permanent bathroom structure, and we appreciate your support with this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Oplinski.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Mr. Clerk, anyone joining us virtually wish to address the council on the resolutions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll proceed.
Resolution number 1 by the council. Resolved that the common council minutes from March 24th, 2026 be accepted as filed.
Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Cheesley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
Declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 2 by the council, seconded by the council. Resolved that the bills be allowed as audited.
Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Cheesley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
Declare the resolution adopted.
President,
Mr. Fisher.
this time I'd like to request to make a motion to waive the readings of resolutions 3 through 15.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fisher to waive readings of 3 through 15. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, okay. Second by Mr. Sheasley. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Cheesley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
Declare waiving of the readings of resolutions 3 through 15.
resolution number 3 by Councilmember Fisher.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sheasley. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Cheesley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
Resolution number 4 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 5 by Councilmember Fisher. Seconded by Councilmember Sheasley.
Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 6 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 7 by Councilmember Fisher.
Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Craig. Comments or questions?
Comment.
Mr. Fisher.
So this was the one that we discussed last time that fourth ward council member was concerned with. It's going to go to a public hearing on Tuesday, April 21st. So the fourth ward council member will be back if there needs to be any conversation or amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Any other comments? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 8 by Councilmember Fisher.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Sheasley. Comments or questions? Ms. Craig. Mr. Attorney?
This resolution serves a purpose, especially with LLCs, of registering everybody that is not a personal resident in Erie County or an adjoining county. This provides the building department with information concerning the contact person. So they have to designate an actual contact person so that we know who they are, not just an LLC. That's the main purpose of this ordinance.
Any other comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Gregg,
Declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 9 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions?
Once again, I'd like City Attorney Patel to fill this one, please.
Mr. Attorney, if you can proceed, come forward.
This one is going to give the building department the authority to examine each and every vacant building in the city and require the owners of those structures, as well as the vacant land that has been designated to a developer by the city for development and has remained vacant. They will now have to submit a plan as to what they are going to do with this, and whether it's the vacant building demolition, maintenance, development, or sale. They're going to have to specify exactly what they're doing on a monthly basis. If they fail to do that, there are penalties included in this, which are both financial and penal. So this puts the emphasis on the building owner to get it occupied and to get the land that the city has given them developed. That's the whole purpose of the ordinance.
Is this gonna cover residential too?
No, this is really for commercial property, not residential, not residents that have their homes up for sale. They will still have to safeguard, and we still have to maintain them.
What about empty vacant?
Empty vacant homes will be treated as they've been treated in the past. The building department, monitors all those homes.
Any other comments or questions?
Comment?
Mr. Fisher?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you to the city attorney, because we talked about this last 2 years, and our previous city attorney said it couldn't be done. And our current city attorney got it done, so I look forward to voting yes on this.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Any other comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 10 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 11 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 12 by Councilmember Sheasley.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 13 by the council, seconded by the council.
Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 14 by Councilmember Fisher.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Sheasley. Comments or questions?
Comment?
Mr. Fisher.
Since Mr. Opolinsky's still here, I'd like to see that Tonawanda Soccer is spending so much time over there, bringing all the kids to the field and doing all this wonderful stuff. So hopefully next year, if you're having a camp out, you'll have a bathroom there too.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted.
resolution number 15 by Councilmember Greg.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Fisher. Comments or questions? Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg,
I declare the resolution adopted. Do you have executive
Yes,
purpose?
per contracts.
You said contract negotiations?
Yeah, per
Contract negotiations.
contracts.
Do we have executive?
Sorry.
Do you have executive?
Yes.
Purpose
Personnel.
of a particular person or people? Person?
Percent.
Okay. At the conclusion of our informal the council, I'll make a motion to go into executive session for contract negotiations and personnel of a particular person. Is there a second? Seconded by Mrs. Gregg. Please call the roll.
Cook,
Aye.
Sheasley,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Greg.
I declare the resolution adopted. At this time, we'll now take comments by the public following the resolutions. For those that are joining us in person, please approach the microphone. For those that are joining us virtually, there's a spot for you to raise your hand. Please do so, and the clerk will call upon you. Mr. Clerk, any resident wishing to address the council?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll proceed to the final comments. I have nothing. I just wish the weather was a little bit warmer outside. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter, and hopefully spring is around the corner. That's all. Mr. Sheasley.
Mr. Opalinsky's doing a great job down there. I've been down there. I used to look for the DVA down there. When he talks 1,000 people, there's 1,000 people down at least Saturdays that I know. Also, with the North Tonawanda bringing their Dingus Day, I don't know if anybody went down. I thought there was a heck of a lot of people. I know it was split because there's a lot of people over at Don Paulsky's, and I don't know how many hundreds we are. Just cooking yesterday with the Vietnam vets. We were very, very busy. It's great money, because we spread it out through the, with all the veterans that need food. Wish the weather was better also, but it isn't. This is Western New York. Take it or not.
Mr. Fisher.
This week's Chris Fisher Gives Back went to the 514 Memorial. It's the memorial for the Tops Massacre in Buffalo. Following up with some residents, Kilwald, we didn't forget about you. I did talk to the superintendent at DPW. Volunteer firefighters, we didn't forget about you. I was going to bring it up during the informal about those resolutions. And that is all.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Mrs. Gregg.
Yeah, a couple meetings ago, I asked for the volunteers to turn in a proof of insurance for their liquor liability insurance. Have you received that yet?
No.
That's the city clerk.
Yeah, we can.
Mr. Clerk,
No, ma'am.
okay, could we follow up on that?
Yes. Sure.
So I got a couple of calls this week from different parts of my district, people asking if we could have the agenda posted on Facebook page. Because they can't get it on their phone on our city website, that's so convenient. And I can get it on my phone, but maybe it's because I have an iPhone, I don't know, but I think it would be a nice service to our community to put it on Facebook when it's been finalized. So that the public, if we don't have a paper, and this way the public can see what's going on in our.
Just for knowledge, ex-councilman Sean Rossendorf puts it on every
Yeah, I know he does,
night before the meeting.
right, but it would be
I
nice.
just sent it to
But
two
that-
people earlier, I sent
It's the city
it's like,
clerk's page, I thought that would be, if you're not friends with Sean, you wouldn't see it.
yeah, the truth.
So I thought that would be convenient for the community. And in the interest of having our meetings go a little quicker, and this is a legitimate question, why do we have two around the rooms? We do it now, and then after the workshop, we do it again. If we did it all now and anything got brought up that we want to discuss in the workshop, the public is still here. They're going to hear what we're talking about. I just think it would cut to the chase and then if they were interested in hearing what we're going to do at the workshop, they know. And rather than going around partly here and then at the end of the meeting going around to get just a thought.
I think it has to do with,
Technically during the formal, your comments are your comments.
Mhm.
And no one can technically interrupt you. So the comments that you're making now technically are your comments. So, I mean, we can certainly look at our rules of order, but
Anything
Going
we
through.
at the workshop would be a discussion.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there would be no need really to have a formal going around the room and an informal meeting. Yeah, that's just an idea.
So we'd have to change that then, wouldn't we?
I think what the council president's saying, and I was thinking the same thing, is right now you're having an informal or formal session, you're making comments, they're being memorialized on the audio, video, and the minutes. When we go to the informal, it's not memorialized in the minutes, and we can just randomly ask people with the permission of the council to come up and address us. Versus now, if we were to just have a discussion about fixing sidewalks.
But we don't ask people to come up and discuss things at informal unless they're invited ahead of time, do we?
We can, well, at the last few meetings, we did invite them up during where we were having questions, and we can do that during the informal, live on the floor. As long as we have the people to put them up, and the majority, 3, yeah. But, so the informal, I guess the best way to say it was like you just said, the informal comments are more spitballing.
Dialogue.
Yeah, versus the formal comments are just closed.
But if you're doing we do that during the workshop, we talk among ourselves, and I'm talking about when we're all done and we go around the room before we leave and we have comments again.
We're about to do that now.
That's what we're doing. That's what I'm saying. Do it now. We don't have to. At the end of the informal, we do it again.
Well, Mike, the closing comments I just gave, like about the volunteer firefighters, I was just bringing it up that it's on the record that we were, but now when we close this and go to the informal,
Right.
we're gonna have a candid discussion about that. And if we need to, we have multiple firefighter representatives here that we could call up and ask questions to.
And then at the end of that, normally we have another go around the group.
No, we have executive.
We would go into executive.
Oh, I thought
No.
I said it before.
No, we would go into executive.
Okay.
Anything else? So I apologize. I forgot to ask the mayor for his closing. So Mayor, sorry.
I know that tax bills went out, the city tax bills, and there were a lot of questions or different things put up on Facebook. If anybody has a question about their tax bill when it comes out, please feel free to reach out to my office. We could take care of a couple of folks who thought that their taxes were raised an exorbitant amount, and there was reasons for that, that we could help them with and help them understand it better. So I would just say, you know, our office is there for you. If you do have questions, please reach out to us and let us try to help. I'd like to thank Dale Kukanovich and the THA for coming together with us and working with us. They're doing wonderful things up there in their construction project and getting this municipal service agreement taken care of. I really appreciate the work you did and helping the city come to a resolution on something that had expired. Finally, just a little conversation about potholes. It's amazing how popular that is. Channel 2 did an interview last week. Channel 7 did an interview today. WBEN wants to do an interview tomorrow. But there is some other communities that are looking at the trailer we bought. The superintendent told us today that Niagara Falls has got one. So it's something that caught on with what we did. Positive note, the plant was open today, so the DPW could get a full dump truck load and do some more major repair. The trailer can only produce 500 pounds of asphalt at a batch. It sounds like a lot, but with the winter we had and the potholes we had, some of those potholes take the whole batch and we have to wait 15 minutes for another one. But they are out there, they're working on it, they're trying. We hear your complaints. I know specifically Killawald has been a problem. And there were issues why they didn't want to pave that. Supposedly the water authority was going to replace the line. And the last thing they wanted to do was pave a street and 6 months later have the water authority come through. We've been told that that project may be delayed and Killawald can't wait any longer. We don't normally do this, but because that road is in such terrible shape, we are announcing that that is the first street that will be paved when the plant opens. We're hoping that bids are due tomorrow and that it'll be on the resolution for you folks to pass the bid and we can start the next day. So I just wanted to let folks know that we are working on it. We're trying. This winter was just awful. Every community is dealing with it. But we are out there working and we're trying to fill it as quick as we can. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. All right, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn our formal, go into our informal. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Fisher. All those in favor?
All right.
All right. go around the room. Mr. Sheasley.
Nothing. When we had torrential rain last week, I think they've used up every battery I have, my phone. I don't know what to say. I mean, you can't take a gallon and a half of water and put it in a gallon bucket. And I feel bad for them, but there's nothing the city could do. Everything was working as well, all the pumps and that, and they did what they could. But it is what it is. Mother Nature controls us. Then I have another one in regards to on Young Street, Junkyard Bar. There was I don't know when the ordinance was posting on both sides of Young Street. And the Junkyard Bar is pretty busy at times. They have no parking. So, I mean, there is areas I met with Steve Worthing, Officer Worthing, and Mr. Ferris from the Signal. And we measured out a length of thing, a length from Luxon to put a sign of no standing, to shorten that no standing up, because it's killing his business. I go there, I don't drink, so I go there for fish fries, and there's no room to park. And it's a danger because people are parking on the junkyard side where the junk cars are, and they're walking across it. It's dangerous. And I know I talked to Gene, the owner, and he's going to knock down part of his fence and move some cars back, open up a parking lot. But I'm going to, as I say, I'm proposing that we move the sign. It's 630 feet from Luxon, the closed out, or that end of Luxon, towards the bar, northbound, to put that no standing sign, and it gives him quite a bit of space to have cars parked. So we're gonna run this newspaper. I don't see any, if there's a question or problem right now, we're gonna have to run it in the paper. Try to help the business out. We don't want them strangled. We want them to stay in the city, whatever we can do for business.
How many spots do you think he loses with that?
He probably loses 15 at least. At least. It's a good lane. And also when we just come and I sent one, I forgot it. The barber shop on Young and Scott. He's requesting a handicap parking. I just saw him the other day. I forgot to tell you when I saw you last night. Because you got the bar people and he's got these old people like me have to, want the handicap spot to get in, and I can understand, he says it really would help. And he just opened up, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, just a short time. So he's requesting, I sent it to the traffic safety, yesterday, I think it was. And I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Well, my suggestion was going to be from there, if you're going to request a handicap sign there, that it has hours on it. Because then when his business is closed, the residents do park there, the patrons from that restaurant do park there. So to make it a permanent handicap, you're going to take a resident that can't park there Friday and Saturday night, Sunday night when this place is closed.
Right.
So if it was handicap parking only 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever discussion you're going to have with them, that would solve both issues.
Okay.
He would be able to get his handicap parking during the day. Residents could still park there at night, especially with the mayor lifting the parking cap early in March. Those residents over there need that parking.
The one guy parks those vehicles with all the paint on it all over wherever he wants to park.
As long as they're legal spots though. As long as
Well, they weren't. He was parking sidewalk and curb.
he parks legally. There's a lot of apartments, a lot of single family or double houses, single driveways. So.
Are there any objections to publishing the title for this ordinance? Mr. Clerk, can you publish the title of this ordinance? I believe you
Yes,
received a
ma'am.
copy of this.
I think you all got a copy, didn't you?
You got my copy. I slid it over.
Okay.
So nothing can be done. You leave it in your folder.
Did you see this?
It's just-
No, I don't know. I got that.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Mr. Fisher?
The volunteer firefighter question came up because we're into April now and we have it in the budget. Money was budgeted in October and November. We have not come up with a mechanism that's acceptable to everybody in this council to pay them. What are we going to do? Are we going to release the funds or are we still holding the receipt? The mayor said he would veto. We've never revisited it. I don't know if you reached out to the volunteer fire companies? Have they reached out to you?
Mr. Young was gonna call me. I gave him my card that night. I have not received a call in the last whatever week, so.
Have you heard
that's
anything?
important.
Have you heard anything?
No.
I heard from Dick Goodman, who called me and asked what the status was. I told him I think we're still in I don't think we have a resolution or an outcome, because I'm in favor, mine is write the checks, give them the money, it's been budgeted. We're entering into a contract, into an agreement with them to provide the services as a combination department. Once we come up with that number, whatever that number is, it happens to be 7,500. It's been like that for the last 2 years. This will be the third year. If you don't feel comfortable giving them 7,500 and saying, do as you wish with the money, lower it to 5,000. To come in and ask for the receipts and to be reimbursed, it's not what we're entering into the contract for. I know you're trying to change it to that, but has anybody come up with anything? I think we saw one suggestion that was put forward by the city attorney, and that was to do it quarterly, break it up into 4 quarterly payments, give them one payment cash, get those receipts. Once those receipts were received, give them another quarterly payment and do that. And then if they miss the receipts for the first quarter, then you stop the second, third, or fourth quarter. What are your thoughts on that suggestion?
I think there was a misunderstanding the last time we talked, because I think
Before we proceed,
Go ahead.
because I know what you want to do, before we proceed, does the council object to bringing the presidents up from the volunteer fire companies? I believe all 4 of them may be here.
I
don't know the-
encourage it.
Okay, all right.
I was told last time that I said there's no more need for discussion. I went over the minutes of that meeting and looked at the video. I did not say that I didn't want to meet them. I'll meet them any.
I get that. If there were questions for the presidents, I wanted to just make sure we were on the same page. Are the 4 presidents here? Okay, all right. Okay, does the council have any objections to meeting with 2 of the 4?
I will meet with anybody from any volunteer company that's willing to speak on their behalfs,
Okay,
whether the presidents or not.
okay, all right.
I just, the reason I didn't get back to you, because once we left here, and the mayor made that decision that it was gonna take 4 votes, and there was no 4 votes that you had. So there was really no discussion to be had with you about anything. I put together a proposal I'd like to give to the council president. You can take a look at it tonight. I've only talked to one of the company presidents. You can see, this is just a suggestion that I have to maybe
To release the funds, to get the funds.
release the funds to get things going.
That's what,
I'd be glad to sit down, but again, the reason I didn't contact you, Jim, is once the mayor said he was gonna veto it, I didn't know if there was anywhere to go with that, So I kind of put this proposal together last week, and I'd like to present it to you. You can look at it tonight. And if there's something that we can talk about, I'd love to just sit down and talk.
So I'll read it. There's only one copy, obviously. Proposal volunteer fire company payment agreement, City of Tonawanda. Number 1, payment structure. The city will issue 2 payments to each volunteer fire company in the amount of $3,750 each. First payment, April 1st of 2026. Second payment, October 1st, 2026, 6 months after the first payment. Receipt requirement. Upon receiving the April 1st, 2026 payment, the company president must acknowledge receipt of the funds. Prior to receiving the second payment on October 1st, 2026, the company must submit receipts totaling $3,750 to the city. Number 3, receipt submission process. A determination must be made regarding the process for submitting receipts, including whether receipts are submitted all at once or incrementally as funds are spent, whether receipts are submitted per company or collectively, the designated recipient of the receipts, for example, the fire chief secretary, or the city treasurer. Number 4, the annual budget. Each volunteer fire company may present a proposed budget for the 2026 year consistent with past practice. The city acknowledges that actual expenditures may vary from the proposed budget due to unforeseen or emergency expenses. 5, agreement structure. This agreement between the city and the 4 volunteer fire companies will be reviewed and renewed on a yearly basis prior to the issuance of the first payment on April 1st, 2026. Number 6, ongoing communication. discussions between the city and the 4 volunteer fire companies regarding any concerns, issues, or clarifications may occur at the request of either party at any time during the contract year. Questions?
I have a question for the mayor. Before we carve that up, would that be something in your universe, or is that something you would still veto?
No, the big thing is just receipts. So if they're gonna be providing receipts, I'm okay with that.
Okay, is the treasurer here? Would you be the keeper of the receipts? How would they do the receipts?
I would suggest they go to,
They're gonna turn the receipts into ad. Is there a form that we could fill out, staple the receipts to, and then hand in, instead of just handing them? That's. Yeah, we need to clarify all this, and have it written down so we know what to note,
Right.
And again, like you said, I've only talked to the president with the ladder, I haven't talked to the other two, but, you're okay with it. The only way you get the second payment is if you turn in the receipts totaling the first payment that you received.
Mr. Young? Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
If you're getting 7,500, right?
Yeah.
What happens if in the first 6 months you only spent 3,000? I'm just saying, now, do you turn in your receipt for the 3,000? Do you not get the other 3,750? Because how do you plan on that working? I'm not saying yes, I'm just saying how it is. You know what I'm saying, guys?
It's really up to you. I'm sure that in the beginning between insurance and different things, that I know the nationals can come up with.
But what if it turns the other way? What if at the end of, when's the second payment due in
October.
What if come in September, you need more money and you got this other 3,750 sitting there, you can't touch it because it's not the first, how would that work? Are you tied to, you can only get the money if you spend the other money? And if you need more money, you can't get it because it isn't the right date? Is that what you're proposing? I don't know, I mean.
If you want to give us the whole 7,500 at once and then we'll turn in receipts all year, that would be fine. I was just trying to make it.
I understand, but I'm just saying, what if that happened? What if the end of August, something big happened, we had to make a big purchase? The chowder header at the
Well,
end.
that's why, at the end of any time during the contract year, that we could come and sit down, and we could come down and sit with you and discuss and say, hey, this is what happened. Can we get it? And you can either say yes or no. That's why the last thing I put in there is we could sit down, either side could sit down, if there was any questions or any problems, we could address those.
I think, Madam President, you should make sure we all get.
Yeah, of course.
Talk about it.
Question for him,
So, oh, sorry.
question for him. Are checks written once a month or twice?
Plus,
Twice a month. You understand what I mean? That can flow to you much quicker, I think.
like I said, my only concern was, who are we gonna give to, the fire chief, fire chief secretary? I didn't know if you wanted people coming in and,
Right.
and then they brought them over, or, and if there was some type of form that the receipts would have to go with, it says there, would say that's, same thing, have a form, attached receipts.
Right. I think you can devise a form, can't you?
We already have.
You have the form. Okay.
It's the same form with all the itemized lines.
Yep. Company, how it's.
Right. Well, you should be responsible.
Yeah.
Neither is when you're a different company. I totally agree.
Mr. Young, the file, the paper you just gave us, do you have that in the Microsoft Word, the Word doc, or you have it on people? How did you save it? Do you have a way to email it to me? That's better. Do you have a way to?
I think, yeah.
Can you, so on the city website,
Thank
well, I
you.
don't want the copy of it. The reason why I'm asking is so I can get it on, and I get it in a Microsoft Word doc, or I can cut and paste it. I'll chop it up and I'll try to get it on for the April 21st meeting. Since the mayor said it'll be acceptable if there's receipts, we'll figure out a way to address Ms. Gregg's issue with the 3750 payments. We'll put it together in 4 separate resolutions for 4 separate fire companies, and we'll hopefully get it on for April 21st.
Okay.
But if you can give it to me digitally, so it's saving me some typing.
I have my computer.
Yeah, find somebody, but just send it to the city email, or you can email it to all the council members.
I'll make sure
it's up to you.
Perfect. I'll personally take care. Dick Goodman called me. He's very upset they're not gonna make the insurance and they got all this stuff that they're doing. So I want to make sure that all gets taken care of.
The other question is, Mrs. Gregg stated about the insurance. Copies of the insurance.
But normally we turn the insurance binder in when we sign the contract. We should still have, the insurance is still good for them, so May 1st, or April.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that we get a copy. You understand DRAM insurance, correct? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah,
it.
the insurance.
Got all the contracts from the insurance company.
Okay.
They haven't sent us an individual bill because it's not due at the end of this month. So like any insurance company, and they don't.
Yeah.
We do have the contract with everything covered. And then, unfortunately, it was put for all four companies, so they have to individually split it up now, so each company pays their share.
Just a point of knowledge, so you know, that the, what was it, the state controller, Napoli, he made a ruling. You know what his ruling was? No city money can be used to buy alcohol, just for when you run your bars, but just so we don't get in a match 8 months from now. You understand what I'm saying? That's his ruling. You cannot spend the money.
No, they can do it for awards. It's
That's
alcohol.
another issue.
Just like
Yeah.
It was a banquet. It was a award ceremony. It was written as not award, not like
And
actual
all of a
plaques.
sudden somebody say, well, that wasn't covered. You know what I mean? So there's gotta be some documentation that if you're part of, you're not gonna cover. Because once the money's given to us, there's,
Well, we go back to the legal thing again. It's commingled money, correct, Mr. Attorney?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's
I
still,
understand
we
that,
all own it.
but I don't, so you're gonna have to put in, either the city attorney or somebody's going to have to put in a set of rules as to what the money cannot be spent on. If that's the case,
Can't be spent on alcohol, make that simple.
Yeah.
anything else is good. Anything at all.
on alcohol.
Okay, so if.
I want you aware because then you turn the
Because
bill in.
somebody, I don't know, but somebody said that one of the companies that we would no longer cover they have an award ceremony with the dinner. So I understand the alcohol would be covered in that dinner, but the food and the pop and whatever else that would all.
That would be a little creative and like,
You know,
Mario's got a copy of it.
First time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mark, the only thing is alcohol, you couldn't spend on it, so anything else is.
Mr. Clerk,
game.
Mr. Clerk, do you have the memo from the comptroller?
Yeah, so I have an article that cites guidance from the comptroller regarding city taxpayer money not being allowed to pay for food and beverages for city employees.
Okay, so it
Volunteers
specifically
are
says
exempt
food.
are exempt from that
Oh,
for city taxpayer money. And that's in general, like beverages in general and food in general. So if they're volunteers for the city, their food, you know, like a celebration cake or water and soda could be paid for by city taxpayer money, but not for full paid employees as per guidance by the state comptroller. That should be bargained for within a union contract. I can disseminate that to all the council members again.
please, and include the city attorney on it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Young, first, I want to thank you and anybody that you had worked with in putting this proposal together. I think it's a good faith effort in us getting this done. With respect to the insurance, you said it's due May 1st?
Okay, we sat down with the insurance people. We have the contracts, they just, they had it all put together at one, and they have individually sent us out to what each company will their share of the bill, so. And the binder, yeah, so,
Do all four companies have identical coverages?
yes, there's nothing different. It's all the same, same policy, same everything.
Can't you
Is it
send
split
us a
four
copy
ways
of
then?
that policy?
We have it
That's
somewhere.
all we want to do is read it, make sure.
We have it, we have it.
I wasn't here last year, Mike,
Yeah.
and I'd like.
But I mean, they have one on
Miss-
file.
Mr.
They should
Clerk.
have one on file.
Clerk has it.
I can get you a copy.
Yes. Mr. Clerk, can you send a copy of the insurance to the council and the city attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
What price for the car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we're waiting.
Yeah, fine.
I know-
That is a copy from the.
I'm trying.
folder.
I know.
We got copies of folder stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get that to you.
We have something
Yep,
for ourselves.
yeah, we'll get that to you. I know the mayor had a couple questions, so.
So I think we're starting to make this so much more complicated than it has to be. So the way I thought it should work is each fire company has a $7,500 line in the fire department's budget line. Those receipts go to the fire chief. If the fire chief says, yes, this is something that's fire related, that benefits the volunteers, it's okayed, he runs it through, gives it to Adam. You have that second layer of someone looking at it. We can't get into, it's not just alcohol. Like I would have a problem if the 4 officers decided to rent the presidential suite at the casino and give each person a $500 voucher to gamble. And I'm not saying you did that, but we don't know because we don't get any receipts. All I'm asking for is the receipts to say this insurance bill would be paid in a second. So each of you have a $7,500 line. The bill's $1,000. Adam takes $250 from each company and it's off. You do shortchange yourself by not getting the full 7,500 by dividing it into the 2. I think
We left here last time, Mayor. Your last statement was go back, and that's how it left. You know what I mean?
without receipts, that was my whole, I just want to know that it's going for, and I'm not a fireman. I don't pretend to be one or anything. And that's why, the fire chief would be the guy to say, this is a legitimate expense.
Heading up volunteers, at least you know what some of the expenses were. It isn't quite the same, but money is spent on a dinner for retention. Each year we give awards, just like the auxiliary police did. You know what I mean? So all that stuff. So we just want kind of documentation as to what the money. I don't want to turn in a receipt. If so, say for instance, somebody we buy a $55 ice machine. Because the ice machine breaks. We turn around and we pay for it. We turn the receipt in, and you say, "No, we're not covering ice machines." And I just use that for an example. So we wanted some clarification as to, and I understand the alcohol, but is there,
I would,
if somebody goes out and buys brand new tires for their antique fire truck or rims or something, and it's a $3,000 bill, which I believe they spent last year. I don't want them to all of a sudden say, well, no, we're not covering that kind of stuff for a break. You know what I mean?
but to me, the way the process should work, Mike, is just a phone call to the fire chief before we need 3 new tires for the fire truck. Is that, yeah, that's legitimate. Okay. Like, I'm not going to question it up here then. If the fire chief says that's an expense.
City fire trucks. I'm talking about the individual fire trucks that are owned by the volunteer.
Right, but I'm saying then you can reach out to the fire chief and say, as a volunteer, we want to buy 4 tires or whatever. Is that something you'll approve? I would.
That's what.
That's why it's a guidance.
He can say it's okay, bring the receipt over here, and then you guys say, oh, no, if his word is.
We can't do that because it's we could, but it's micromanaging, and I wouldn't, if he says it would, now, if we end up deciding that there's a problem with that, then we're gonna have the conversation with him and say, next time, do not approve this. And obviously, if it was something illegal that he approved, we couldn't do it, but I don't think we can list on either way. We can't list all the things you can spend it on or can't spend it on, that you can't make that list.
Yeah, Eric's. Per fire chief, break up, wonderful guy. And he retires in the next fire chief, and I may not even be around when that happens, but if the next guy comes in here and is not a big fan of volunteers, and it's his decision to make, without any rules or regulations, he can deny anything, you know what I mean? And then you're going to you or going to whoever the mayor is at the time or whatever, you know what I mean?
I guess you got to have faith in the process up here of the person that gets put. The flip side would be, how do we know the volunteers are spending it on the right thing? That's what we pay a fire chief for, to have that expertise to do it.
This there, in 40 years that I've been in the fire company, I've never seen anybody going to the casino or weekends or anything like that. You know, 99% of the funds have been used for insurance, for parades, for bands, for truck insurance, for uniforms. You know, when you get a new volunteer to put them in a trade uniform or a dress uniform to go to funerals, it's well, you know.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that at all, Mike, not at all. And I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything, but if there's anything we've learned in the last year in the hundreds of thousands of dollars from St. Amelia's Church, the volunteer fire company in the town. I mean, just because it hasn't, I don't want to see that happen. I've been in charge of the fiscal responsibility of the city. And all I want to do is say, we got receipts. Adam also needs it for his audits. He is not comfortable doing that. So
Have no problem turning in, nobody, you know, we talk at our meeting list, no one has a problem turning in receipts, you know. We just want clarification as to where it's gonna be turned in, you know, how it's gonna be turned in, if it was a form to fill out or a form to go with it, and how you wanted it done. And that's why I brought that proposal to you tonight. Again, the other two presidents from the Ag vote and the Delaware vote, I'm not aware of. I put this together last week myself. I was only able to talk to Fred about it, so.
Mr. Young, do you believe that the other two fire companies may not be in agreement or?
They'll
Okay,
accept, you know, especially with what the mayor just said about turning the receipts for $7,500, you know, we wouldn't have to wait till October. You know, I was just trying to take a step a little, you know what I mean? Just showing that we would turn in receipts were turned in, and I thought that's the reason I made 2 payments.
We have no problem turning the receipts if we have enough time. We give you our budget report at the end of the year. We have had for years. And, you know.
That's not, I've never said you guys were broke. We just don't want a Dunkirk either. They're where the city went under.
We don't want that ourselves, you know what I mean?
No, I totally agree. That's all. What was my statement?
It looks
Oh,
bad
let's
on
receipts.
It's something like that, you know, it looks bad on everything.
The chief has to earn his money, that's all. So, sorry, no.
Just a clarification as to who the receipts to turn in the fire chief.
you have to count, but that's the way I think it should work. And I think Adam would be in agreement that we need that layer. They go to the fire chief, he okays it, he does his paperwork, submits it, sticks it out. Adam?
Go.
Council?
yeah.
That's all I want to say.
3750 up front.
We'll put the 7,500 in 4 lines for the fire companies. And when they submit a receipt, it'll go and pay. Because that's all I ever wanted was the receipts.
If you turn in, say, $2,000 receipts for, say, May, we'll be reimbursed at $2,000. Is that how?
Yeah, I think you should get the money up front. Like you said, if you have a big,
Gone and then we'll wait again till next April.
it could in fact make your case that you deserve more money because you're going through it with the receipts. But
Smiley is still on the council, a couple of Rob's probably. Smiley also said it, if you need more money, you can come to us and let us know, and, you know. But I think at this point, I think everyone, all 4 companies, have $700. No, being reimbursed, you know, that's how we do it with the city cemetery and, I don't think anybody's got a problem starting with the seats, you know,
So you'll turn your receipt in and then we'll pay you. That's what you're saying?
Correct.
Right?
We'll turn in the receipts and then, and we will be transferred at the end of the month. If one company turned in $50, they get a check for $50. If another company turned in $1,000, they get a check. No. So we just keep track of it, and when the 7,500 is gone for each company, it's no longer have.
The only resolution ever to a contract.
I'm sure.
Not on
In
dollars.
fact, I'm sure they're both watching online right now, so I'm sure they're aware of what's being discussed.
Isn't this kind of what we said at the beginning?
We already do that.
That's different.
Maintenance contracts.
Say again, Adam, I couldn't catch.
$30,000.
It's already in there.
For the volunteers.
Yeah, we adopted it. So, Mr. City Attorney, just correct me if I'm wrong. We wouldn't need, a resolution paying the volunteer companies, 7,500, since we've already adopted it during our budget, would we still need a contract with the volunteer companies?
I don't know what else is in the contract, can't answer that, but.
That they would provide services, so.
As long as they have a budget line, all they have to do is.
I don't know, but somebody is.
The contract basically says that they would provide city services to the city.
Well, then you should have a contract.
Okay.
We've always,
Then,
you sign the contract and then when you sign the contract, put it in insurance. Give it to
And the contract will recite this time that there's $7,500 contribution of the, if they submit the receipts, they'll receive their draw.
Okay, I have a question. What if it's a big expense and you guys don't have the money, you need the money? They can just send the invoice, we make an adjustment?
or there's an emergency.
Yes, we're not doing that.
I think I may do that.
If they can work with their vendor to try to get a bill and not
Okay.
have to pay the invoice upfront, but right now they have an
Yeah,
insurance bill.
that's why I kind of put in there, that last thing that we could always, it's probably not due for another 30 days.
Right.
So they can submit me the invoice and within that time frame, they're paid, the city can pay with this. You're right, most suppliers don't have a one.
Right.
Terms.
Okay. So this new one, this road, this isn't what we're doing. Okay.
No.
We're gonna go back to.
That was just my
I
recommendation,
understand,
try to
and
get
it's
small
wonderful,
goals.
thank you for the time to do it, but we're gonna go ahead with the use, your receipts, and as you spend the money, we'll reimburse you. Or we won't reimburse you, yeah, we'll reimburse you.
And again, the only thing is, we just clarify what the money cannot be spent. So that if you're not turning the receipts and they're rejected, you know what I mean? So if there's,
That clarification will come to you in the memo from control, that should clear.
Yep, we'll send that to the chief and he can distribute. All right, thank you. Good resolution.
Yeah.
It's on that list of like, so only the alcohol is all we're not worried about that thing for.
Do we have a restricted use policy?
You know. You want a scholarship, I don't know, is that something the city would fund, or is that something the city should pay their respect? You know what I mean, like, are we gonna fund a scholarship fund for that, or is that something we gotta pay out of their Traverse Hill? I think this conversation is definitely worth entertaining, there's a lot of things as you go down the list, I don't think we can come up with a cost list, but there's gotta be some kind of framework to start from.
Guidelines.
I think it's just prohibited. That's my take on it, it's the prohibited. If it's something that relates to what they do as a fire company, then it's fine.
I would think so too.
I mean, I'd only be concerned about what's prohibited.
yeah, because there are scholarships, there's, there's a lot of donations to little leagues, there's donations to football, there's donations to, so there are a lot of,
It would become too exhausting. And my thing is, it's what's prohibited. I don't care what they use, as long as they don't do it, for whatever's prohibited. And that list is a lot shorter.
I agree. All right, I think that's a good resolution.
Where the resolution gets submitted, just push on it.
Well, it's just,
We're not writing the rest.
it's just going to say that we're entering into a contract.
Fire service should have a resolution.
So we'll pull the
Same one we
last
used to
resolution
say.
minus the money. We'll pull the last resolution minus the money and,
Change
the contract.
Submit receipts.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's it.
that's all.
Okay.
we looking at the next meeting?
yes.
Looking for the 21st, yep. Next time we'll meet.
And then if that's adopted or when that's adopted, just submit the receipt for the insurance so you can get reimbursed and all that, all those expenses.
To want each of the companies to sign something?
Well, they would sign the contract. The council will adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign it.
Signing was, when we received the check, they signed the contract, and we still want.
So the contract is still gonna be there, it's just gonna be worded a little differently.
Right. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I got more. Yeah.
Okay.
The next one, I'm going back to the paid fires next. I'm gonna break it up for a moment. Senior Center. We have a representative from the Senior Center, the Senior Center president, is that correct? How is the Senior Center going? Everything's good? Do you need anything from us?
Oh, good. I have my first meeting.
Okay. All right, well, congratulations on your seat as the new Senior Center president. You know how to get a hold of us if you need us. All right, that was fun and short. Okay, back to the paid firefighters. They need a fire truck. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fire Chief, you want not you specifically, the 2.1 million is what it costs to replace the ladder? 2.2 million. So City Treasurer, one of the things we talked about years ago was they were putting money in a fund out of the city budget and they were trying to carry it over so they could save up $1 million or 2 million to buy a truck. And they were told they can't do that. Is that correct? We can't put a contingent line and let it roll over from year to year to year?
I don't see why you want to.
Okay. So what are our options to get them a $2.2 million fire truck that we're on notice now that we're probably going to need in the next year or two, because that truck is at the end of its life?
Ordering one now is gonna take a couple of years.
So,
The needs to follow against.
so
Ideally, we could get a grant. It would be the easiest way, honestly. Or we can borrow a van.
I mean, not holding you to it as you sit here without your notes in front of you, but is that something we could cover out of the general fund or cover half and then bond the other half? How would you do that?
I mean, you could definitely probably pay it out of the general fund, but then you're gonna run out of that cushion when it comes to budget. We're not gonna be able to keep taxes low and use the bond. You know what I mean? What do you want to use the fund balance for, I guess?
Well,
To buy a truck, or do you want to use taxes?
Well, that's part of the issue is they pulled override the tax cap originally when the council president wasn't scheduled to be here. I believe they pulled it because they knew it would have been defeated. They wouldn't have had the votes. They pulled it. Now it's not on there. But if it does come back on, and there is going to be a conversation about overriding the tax cap and raising taxes. Well, we raised taxes 4.5% last time with one no vote, and we didn't get a fire truck. So, you know, if we have to raise taxes and show the city we got something, that's movable infrastructure. We need it.
Can I just get clarification?
Yep.
Because didn't we authorize the purchase of a pumper? So this is a ladder truck.
And how old is that truck? And as we've seen recently with the 3 fresh fires, that truck was used a lot, right? And they called for service from other companies, right? The backhoe, we had more aerials, wasn't just ours, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, those were just residential houses. That wasn't a high rise. Those weren't 3 or 4 story buildings. Which was what? Still 2 stories. And you brought in 3 aerials. So if we, God forbid, had something at the tower or downtown Main Street where you have those taller buildings like the corner of Broad and Main, 4 or 5 story building there, you would bring in multiple aerials. They wouldn't bring a helicopter in. They don't dump water from the helicopters in the cities, right? So that goes back to the question here. We have a fire chief saying we have a $2.1 million expense on the horizon. We can't buy a used truck, right? And we got a city treasurer that we got to figure out a way to get 2.1 million or 2.2.
Have we applied for grants?
We haven't applied for grants.
For the
Nothing.
truck, for the 2.2 million?
Two grants. There's other departments that rural towns, so they have to have 40-year-old grants. They're trying. They're gonna get this. Unfortunately, the reality of the grant process.
Is that because we're a city?
No, it's just because they go by the age of the equipment being replaced, that type of things. Yes, ours needs to be replaced. One, the downtown road, the sticks somewhere, they're gonna have more situations. They're gonna get that thing for us.
When was the last grant we applied for?
A couple years ago.
Isn't it every year? Right, isn't it every year?
It's been delayed this year. There's nothing out currently. Grants.
Do you know why we didn't apply? Oh, sorry. Do you know why we didn't apply for it last year?
You can apply for something else.
Is that the radios?
Or the grants, yeah.
Belches.
All the grants, yeah.
But they won't start the build until we lock in the funding, just like the pump.
Yeah, we have to put a down payment down.
What the pumps? What do you think? What's your take?
When do we take ownership of the pumper?
Should be fall.
City treasurer again, so Drexler, I'm probably saying it wrong, Drexler Malecki, are they coming back to visit us again and give us an audit report at some point? If you had a, yeah, but when do you think that is? Like May, June, July?
My goal is June 30th.
Okay, so somewhere this summer, that data will come in and then we can have a conversation about trying to find money. Even if we couldn't get a grant about bonding, if we do bonding in a loan or bonding and take from the general fund. And that's out, and then we get a grant, can we pay ourselves back with the grant?
Yeah, you know, we would temporarily finance it, so we could finance it the time period for
To wait,
to touch the debt service.
right, but we don't know if we're even getting the grant, because these grants are take forever to write, take forever to get approvals. So you're saying we would ban it?
So like right now, just something easy example that's on the top of my head, like the dock project. If you're on money for it or whatever, and if there's already other grants involved in that whole dock project, we have borrowed working with fire on a short term, renewable bank. Every year we renew our bank. And then as things finish and or they get paid, we can either then pay that ban off with the grant or you pay it off with a permanent finance.
Got it. Okay. All right, so we'll revisit this when he comes back with the audit report, and we'll see what we can do, and we'll bring hopefully your other people in that we're discussing the financing and the build and everything. We'll set a date to invite them. Who? Mally? Yeah. Yeah, Brad, okay. Well, we'll make a plan then after the audit report comes in to meet with them hopefully in July, and we'll invite them in and we'll have that conversation.
Has the mechanic done an assessment on the apparatus?
I don't think we've done one recently.
You asked him, I'm
I
sorry?
did ask them.
We ban it in May. Well, maybe do it at May of 27.
Yeah, but we're gonna have the conversation in July of 26 to see what our necessity is, what our speed is, what our requirements are.
Just wanted to put that
Yeah.
out there that we can have the conversation. So probably.
Yeah, but it's not an election year, so you still have the same council sitting here in May as you will in July when we have that conversation. So, you know, through your process, we'll still get it done.
Chief, do you still have the committee, that same committee that proposed the pumper to us? Okay.
Okay, that's all I got for the informal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Craig.
We got a letter from Tim Rambler about some problems with the fire hall, the Delaware hose orders. One thing that stood out, I think we all got it at our email. One thing that stood out for me, for several years, we have requested approval and paint to refresh the space and have constantly been told we must wait for the Parks Department to have available time. Painting it ourselves would result in grievance being filed. Is there any way we can, I mean, we're all talking about helping out the volunteers. Can the Parks Department take care of this for them? I don't know what the, it goes on, you probably didn't get this, Dave. but
Did you get a copy of this?
But it goes on to talk about different things that they asked for, that they took care of themselves, with their own money. And which is fine, I mean, if they got the money for it, but at the same time, if we promised them we would pay her, I mean, it's a simple thing, I think we should take care of.
I mean, I turn that over to the mayor because he handles the day-to-day. Yes.
That's all I have. Question.
Mayor, did you have anything?
City attorney wants to have a couple of words about the process next meeting with the public meeting and then the resolutions.
I just wanted to go over, since the mayor's gonna be running about 3 or 4 public hearings next meeting. Procedurally, the way I believe it should go is that following the public hearings, we'll have to reconvene the formal meeting to vote on the ordinances that were discussed at the public hearing.
Mhm.
The only way that would change use the dock ordinance, for example, because that's the one that's been debated the most. If the council votes to amend it, then it will have to sit till the following meeting. So, and I'll speak to that at the time, because, you know, just so that all of you know, the dock ordinance was put together by a group of people that have a lot of knowledge on this situation. So you want to keep that in mind. I know that Mr. Poison, he's not here, but has gone through it in depth. And basically what he's asking for is what you could normally ask for if you wanted a variance. So keep that in mind when this is being discussed. So I just wanted to, just so that we're all on the same page as far as procedural, how we have to proceed. You have a formal meeting, or an informal meeting, or I think the public hearing is scheduled.
7 p.m.
Following the public hearing, we'd have to go back into the formal meeting to vote on those ordinances. Okay?
Correct.
Then they would have to go to publication. Okay, so it is going to be, the public hearings should all be published. The clerk will publish those notices, and then the hearing, the mayor will run the hearings. Okay, if there's any questions, well, just let me know and I'll try to answer.
So it has to be published by this Saturday. It's 10 days before the meeting.
Got it. Let's have to go.
Anything else? No. All right. Council, do we have anything else? Okay, I'll make a motion to go into executive session for contract negotiations and personnel of a particular person. Second by Mr. Sheasley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming.
You scheduled, do you want to try to figure that out now or after? I didn't know what,
Yeah, we
if
can
you were
meet
looking
after.
evenings or
Yeah,
like, what do you?
It's not
It's
really
too hard to,
I
Right.
mean, I'd love to be a part of it, but I'm not gonna stop anything. I think it would just be good if you had Dave there.
yeah,
It's Troy Hengst.
yep.
So Dave, Marty, you, Troy.
Okay, all right, yeah, well, then
Not-
you just send me his
Yeah.
contact, I'll reach out.
Yeah.
My concern was, did we want bats in the park?
Well-
And I guess they're really, Marty did some, look, he's kind of big bird guy. And like, from what I could tell, it doesn't really, I was like, do we want bats and rabies to be introducing bats into our park with all
That-
these people and kids?
That was kind of my thought. And then I didn't, obviously, I wanted the union on board with. Whatever.
I was like, bat?
Yeah.
That was kind of unique to.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, I was sure Marcus, yeah, maybe the next cycle card back, but I don't skip that. You don't change this guy's building. And you find out they sold that. Now you have to name something. So I gotta find something. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Brother story. I've heard, oh yeah, I've heard other others. I started. Oh, that's our saying, that's ours. Yeah. This guy should, what's that out? There's two people, one can try, one can fill in. He's a filler, and the other guy is going to input. I heard in a Gary classroom, you go around. See, that's, Yes,